بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
What's the purpose to life? Why we? I mean, if you look at the things around us, this planet Earth, would you say there was a creator? Someone created us?
No idea. No idea. I mean, I don't know how you could determine that. There could be. Could be, yeah.
Because we haven't seen God, we haven't spoken to God. If we haven't seen Him, how would we know God exists?
Well, which God are you talking about?
I'm talking about in general. Is there a creator?
Oh.
Is there a mighty being?
God.
A mighty being who's created everything, who's created life, who's created this planet?
No idea. I mean, I think science has been working on it, but they haven't come up with any answer.
Yeah. I mean, science is a good step to follow, but science is our observation of the things around us. But this universe, this universe is huge, and science will not be able to give us all the answers. So, if there is a creator...
Well, how do you know that?
Okay, so I can give you a small example. I mean, a logical example. For example, we haven't seen the dinosaurs, but we have seen their fossils. And the fossils is the evidence, dinosaurs existed.
Yeah.
But for God, the proof, we say it's nature, it's this planet, it's us as well. For example, if you find a mobile phone somewhere in the desert, you would never say to yourself that this mobile phone created itself. Would you ever say that?
No, someone had lost it.
Yeah, because you need intelligence. You need an intelligent engineer to create that object.
Oh yeah, to make a mobile phone.
Yeah. Because it wouldn't just create itself.
No.
But using that logic of the design of the phone, we can compare it to the design of this universe, or design of this planet Earth, or even the human body has a design. And the design...
The argument from design? Yes.
Well, it's a simple example that can give you, make it easier to understand there has to be a God. Because...
I'm Dave, by the way.
I'm not saying to anybody.
Walid, yeah. I mean, Walid, if say for example, at some stage in your life, you changed your mind about the argument from design, and you felt that it was no longer valid, would you still believe in a creator?
Well, it always depends on faith as well, because anything can happen in your life. It might make you depressed.
Sure.
Something might happen in your life that will change it. But the thing is, if you love something, you would never let it go. For example, do you have a family?
Yeah, I have a wife, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if we love our family, we would never let go.
Yeah.
We would always be with them, especially our children. But if I believe that God created my children for me, God is the one that's blessed me with so many things, and I love God.
So is it fair to say then that even if the argument from design was proved to be invalid, you would still believe in a creator anyway? Your creator belief isn't dependent on the argument from design being true?
Not really, because it's always, it's to do with you. It's not, it's inside you. I mean, sometimes you can prove that there isn't a God, but I can see the signs.
Well, I can't prove there isn't a God.
Because previously, some of the governments in Europe, they didn't believe that the Earth was going around the sun.
Yeah.
And they imprisoned the scientists who were saying that.
Yeah, Galileo.
Exactly. So
that belief had to be changed, yes, because obviously people previously had believed that the sun went around the Earth. They took that as common knowledge.
Yeah.
But then obviously when Galileo demonstrated it to be wrong, hi, how are you guys? Hi, how are you guys? Yeah, it's windy enough. Yeah, so I was only asking you whether your belief in the Creator is dependent on the argument from design being valid.
God is challenging you in the Quran that if you can make a chapter like this book, then go ahead, do it.
Well, if I wrote a chapter, how would I know whether it was worthy to go in the Quran? Who would decide?
You come to us, or you get the scholars around and see if you can match it. Because 1.4 billion people. Are you guys able
to judge the work of God who wrote the Quran?
The Quran is a revelation from God. It's a revelation. It came through the angel Gabriel to a human being, Prophet Muhammad. So the way it's written, it's no one can match it. It's been here for like 14 years.
Obviously there have to be some conditions.
Yeah, I mean, there have to be some criteria which you can judge it. I mean, if you know the criteria that it can be judged, my work can be judged, then you'd have to know, you can be able to judge the work of God as well, yes?
Of course, yeah.
But is it right that humans should judge the work of God?
Well, it depends on what you mean.
If you can establish the criteria by which, if someone sent in the chapter to be judged, then they'd have to know what the actual standard was that would have to be the Quran. So obviously, if it was God who wrote the Quran, then they'd have to be judging God's work as well.
Well, this is a challenge to show people that the Quran can only be from God. So if you can create something similar to it, it's like a challenge saying that you won't be able to do something like this. And say for example, if you bring a chapter to me and it was in English, obviously that's not something similar to the Quran. Because the Quran is in Arabic.
Okay, so let's say about it in Arabic.
Yeah. So there'll be, you'd have to look at the style of the chapters. So you can come to a categorization. You can come to a categorization and conditions, saying that look, these are the conditions that it needs to meet. If you can meet these conditions, then it's something similar to Quran. If you can't, then it's not.
Right, but if you could establish the conditions that it would need to be met, then that means you're kind of the standard that God did.
But why would you want to prove that it's not from God?
No, I'm not trying to prove it isn't. I'm not trying to prove it isn't.
There's a reason to do that.
No, not at all. I mean, the only reason I ask is because it's important to me that what I believe is true. And I need to have as reliable a process as I can for establishing that what I believe is true.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, how can the creative belief be tested, objectively? That's the point. I mean, you were saying that even if the argument from design was proved to be incorrect, then you still believe in the creative because of the Quran.
Depends on the person. Because
I'm asking you, Wally. I don't know. I mean, if it was proved to be flawed,
you have to know. If you can say, that's like saying, that's like a basic statement. If you're saying that the art of design could be proven wrong,
well, if let's say, for example, you said science was a good way to determine what's true about the world. If science determines, works out that, say...
science has limits.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's our observation of the things around us, of nature, of the solar system.
But if science did find the answer to the origin of life, how life originates, would that be enough to convince you that life wasn't designed?
let me tell you the other way around.
Would that convince you?
Science proved that it could be, and it must be supernatural.
Yeah, if it could be demonstrated to have a supernatural origin, sure. But if
you would believe it.
Yeah, but if the origin...
So you're on the fence of it?
I don't know, honestly. We went through this before.
But would you believe in God?
If it was demonstrated, but then obviously the question would be which God, but I mean, we'd have to determine that. But if you're talking about a supernatural origin, then if it can be determined, sure, totally open to the idea. I mean, if the origin was determined to be natural only, would that then cause you to abandon the creative belief, or at least revise the confidence down?
No, because it's nonsensical.
It's not possible.
You wouldn't abandon the creative belief. So you still believe in the creative
I would say it's not
if the
possible.
origin of life was determined to be
Because it's
natural.
nonsensical. I can't believe in nonsense. I can't. It's impossible. I can't believe something which is simply nonsense. It's nonsense to suggest that natural processes can give rise to such complexity. That's unnatural for me. That's nonsensical. So if you just say that one day the whole world will come together and agree on this lie, as far as I'm concerned, that's nonsensical.
No, but
I can't accept that.
if science demonstrated it.
It's irrelevant who demonstrated it. People could have said,
So you say that would not cause you to believe in the Creator?
because it's nonsense.
Can you think of anything that would cause you to not believe in the Creator? Anything at all?
Common sense turning upside down. That's what
Anything?
yeah. Common sense.
No?
Twisted common sense. That's what will do for me. The reason being, there was a time when scientists believed in the Middle Ages that the universe was eternal, static.
Yeah, the belief had to be reversed. We were talking about that with the Earth going around the Sun, do you remember?
No,
a belief that was held like common knowledge.
Yes.
And then it had to be revised because it was
That's
demonstrated
right.
to be
So if
incorrect.
you were living around that time, you believe the same thing.
Yeah, I would.
Right.
Yeah, because that's as good a knowledge as we had.
That's
I
right.
mean, obviously.
Exactly. Even though it's wrong, it's completely wrong. It's wrong now.
So it is possible to believe something 100%, yet you'd be wrong about it.
Can I
Would
just
you
finish
agree with that?
Can I just finish my point? If you were around in the Middle Ages, and the predominant view, or the view was that the universe is eternal,
Yeah,
you would have believed that the universe is eternal.
of course.
Who would have dictated that to you? Who would have told you that?
That would have been the best knowledge available at the time. I guess.
Right. So the best knowledge at the time
Right.
told you that the only view is that the universe is eternal,
Okay, yeah.
even though it's completely rubbish.
It's being demonstrated to be wrong now.
Right, exactly. The best knowledge you right now, perhaps, is telling you there's no God. But for me, that's nonsensical. Just like if I was living in the Middle Ages, it would be nonsensical.
What you mean about the origins of it? Well, it's not telling me there's no God. It's just telling me that the Big Bang model is the latest theory of God.
Yes, right. It's more than that. The design, pointing to the supreme creator. That itself is it's nonsensical. It's nonsensical to not accept that there's a divine, a supreme creator designer behind it. It's nonsensical. It just doesn't make sense in a natural mind.
I get that. I mean, what I'm trying to ask is you know, are you saying that you are therefore not open to the idea that it could ever be wrong?
Because
The creator could ever be wrong.
I personally am not. Yeah, absolutely.
But you just said, Harry, that people believe that the universe is eternal in the Middle Ages.
Yeah, no,
and they were wrong.
That's right.
I mean,
So how is it possible for you not to be wrong?
sorry, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
What would get you to believe in God? Being recorded.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
don't mind?
No.
Okay, so imagine you're very small. I mean, it can be. I can give you this example. It could be anything. Microbes are very small, living organisms. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very small,
Microscopic,
tiny, but yeah. So imagine they're in a room. That room is huge for them. If the owner of the house, the actual person who owns the house, he's upstairs in another room, how would the microbes know that the house has an owner?
Well, the microbes.
They can use science.
But I mean, microbes don't know.
Imagine they're intelligent, but they're small. They're very small. They have intelligence. They can use, instruments. But whatever, I mean, how could they know without seeing, the owner of the house?
I mean, well, you're imagining intelligent microbes, yeah? What, that have brains and can know things?
Yeah, they may be similar to us, but they're very small. They're intelligent.
I don't know, I mean, it depends if
I
they
mean,
had the capacity to find out.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be able to send a rocket to another room because that's too far for them. And remember, they're microscopic size.
You lost me now, Wally. Sorry, not quite sure what you're
Okay,
talking
so I'm just giving you a small example.
Yeah.
That imagine a room. This room is, is for, it's a normal size room.
Yeah, you mean if they didn't have the capacity to go out and discover, then they wouldn't be able to know that the owner was upstairs?
Yes.
Yeah.
The only thing that the owner can do is send a message to the microbes. The owner, if he came down to
Downstairs, yeah.
if he came downstairs, possibility that the microbes are still small, it might crash the microbes. I mean, where would the microbe be? Maybe on a plate, on a small plate.
I get what you're going on about, yeah.
I mean, what I'm trying to do is just going to demonstrate to you the size of this universe. This size of the universe is very big for us.
Yeah.
But God is so great. He's
you're talking about supernatural again. Yeah, outside
the
of the
creator,
universe. Yeah, sure.
the intelligent being who's created us.
Honestly,
He's outside of the universe.
Honestly, I don't know that. I honestly don't know that. I mean, I'm not saying that isn't true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I have no way of knowing that.
Okay, so now what's happened is that the creator, God who's created us, is communicated to us by sending human beings like us.
Yeah.
Jesus was one of them.
Yeah.
Abraham was one of them. Moses,
Bible guys. Yeah.
the Bible wrote. But 600 years after Jesus, we have another communication from the same creator.
The Quran, yeah.
The Quran. They all are communications from the creator. They are being sent to us, through human beings like us. We're not gonna see God. He's not gonna speak to us. He's gonna communicate to us through revelation, through sending human beings similar to
This is
you.
what the Quran says.
This is how the Quran got
So
to
would
us.
you say the Quran is the principal reason that you believe in the Creator?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the foundation of our belief.
Sure.
We
So
have the
even
Quran.
if the argument of design was invalid, the cosmological argument were invalid, you would still believe it anyway, based
I
on
don't
your
think
belief in the Quran.
any person can demonstrate to me that God doesn't exist. He can't. I mean, he can take the challenge.
No. Well, no,
But I don't.
prove
I
that.
think he will fail.
Sure. Oh yeah, well, definitely. You can't prove that God exists. What I'm saying is that how would you account for people who believe in other faiths really strongly, like 100% certain, like in the who believe in other holy
Christians?
texts? Yeah, Christians, Hindus, those guys who believe their texts to be 100%. They're completely convinced in them.
Like I said, the creator, or the example I gave you, the owner of the house is upstairs, not the same room.
Yeah, but how would you explain those guys being so convinced by their text?
Okay, so the creator is not the same as the creation. Okay? So we are inside the creation. Yeah? This is the planet Earth. What's the material around us? What's that? Metal? The table is maybe wood. What's the human beings made from? Organic material. Yeah. But the creator is not made from these things. He's not going to be the same as us.
How does that answer the question, Molly?
Because the creator who made the mobile phone is an intelligent human being. That intelligent human being can never become plastic, glass.
You're losing me.
Yeah? Okay, so who created the mobile phone? This one. I mean, the human beings, yeah? Human beings cannot become the same object as a mobile phone. Do you think they can become a small object like that? So the people who's worshipping statues or worshipping gods, let's say Buddha.
So you think they're mistaken?
They're mistaken. Because,
even though they believe it so totally?
Yeah, because what they're doing is they're worshipping the same material that is found on this planet Earth.
I get it, yeah.
And that is one of faith.
Faith?
In Arabic, it's in the Quran.
Yeah.
Faith is your belief in the one God, that He's got angels, that He's got messengers, and that He's sending revelation.
That's the process you use?
This is faith in Arabic, Iman. This is what we call
The
Iman.
definition, yeah.
And messengers like Jesus, Moses, more than half of the population of the world believes in these people. Like Jesus, they believe in Jesus. If I'm telling the truth, you should consider believing in God. And you should have a dialogue with me. If you can prove that we're going the right way. But if you can prove that God doesn't exist,
I can't prove that. I can't prove that because that's proving a negative. Obviously, that's not possible. But it's just there's so many people who believe in all sorts of different faiths who are really totally convinced by them.
Exactly.
Convinced by their holy texts. For someone who's never been able to commit strongly either way or to any one particular flavour, then it's difficult for me to see what would be the objective way of determining which one is true, because from the outside it all looks like people basically believe their beliefs.
Simple logic will prove something is invalid. That's what I always tell my Christian friends. If we use logic, logic is created by God. That's what I believe. And if I use that logic, it will get you to the truth.
So if you use logic to determine that if all the faiths cannot all be the truth, is that correct?
Yeah.
Then it is logically possible that none of them can be.
Well, there is one truth. I mean, everyone is going about it different way. I mean, scientists, they done an experiment on small children, just to determine why are people believing in God. Okay, even young babies, they believe in God. Have you read this article on, I think it was on Daily Mail? See, scientists done an experiment on small children.
I try not to read the Daily Mail.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was Daily Mail, one of the newspapers.
They are very, very small.
And what they did was they experimented on small babies. If you leave small babies in an island, they will grow up
but they are very small.
believing in a creator.
Where are you from India?
Because
They were actually
I will send that to you. If you give me your mobile phone, I can email that to you.
Yeah,
Text
I'll
it
give
to
you
you.
my email,
Yeah, no. Because what you can do, you can use science. Science, maybe it could be logical or an example to get to God. Or you can use that basis to prove the truth. Science is one thing, the human intellect is another thing, and revelation. I have to go with my revelation all the time.
You have more faith than us. We had this conversation last time. You have more faith than us.
But you were saying that faith is belief without proof, yeah?
Not always. What we have, to a certain extent, what we have in Islam last time I was telling you, we have something that is more than just a faith. We have a delil, we have a proof over verifying our faith. So it depends from
that's what I was saying seriously. What test can you use to check that what you're believing in is true?
You can't test God because God is outside of creation. So it's untestable. That's an issue that we had last time. Because he's outside of creation.
Yeah.
So how can you
Does it
test
not allow
something
you
that's
that you can't devise a test to actually test that what you're believing is true?
No, the example I gave you, like the microbes, the microbes are too small to examine the owner of the house.
So you're saying that we can't test to
We can't, because if we don't see God,
we can test belief, we can't test God.
you can test,
It's the God belief though, yes?
you can test,
No, he's a fact. He's a fact.
you can test the revelation of God. You test it, find errors in it. If you can find errors, and then you can test that.
I wouldn't know what I'm looking for, to be honest.
I mean, you can use your science basis. This has science in it. It explains the theory of the Big Bang as well.
But you said that even if you didn't trust science to the extent that
I didn't say that. I said you can use science, but science is limited.
Yeah. So if it did determine how life originates, for example, you still believe in a creator anyway?
What you're putting ifs.
Because science.
Hypothetically, like last time, sorry, brother.
Had
the last time
we had a good chat
conversation
last
with you.
time. We had a good chat.
So what I think, if on the basis of if we can accept anything.
Okay, how many?
If I would have a big ears, I would be an elephant, yeah? If, but am I an elephant? On the basis of if I can, hypothetically I can say yes, I'm an elephant. But I'll always be a human.
I think hypothetical is a good way of just thinking outside the box a little bit, so you can like put some sort of test on what it is you believe and determine whether it's valid or not.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Look, the whole point is when we say about this book, we say if there is something. Let's put that if now. If there is something from a creator, should know you better than you know yourself. Because the creator knows his creation better than you know yourself. That's what we say. Check the message. Check the message. Test the message. And then once you check the message, test the message, study the message, then we can have a conversation and say, okay, I don't believe this is from a creator because of this and this reason. Not because if I read your revelation, I believe this is not good or this is good. So we can have an intellectual conversation, not based on what if say so. Yeah?
You don't value hypotheticals in sort of
I do to a certain extent. Have you read it? Have you ever read it?
I've read parts of it, yeah.
Come on, read it, man. Then we're going to have a better conversation, isn't it?
Can you explain to him that he was a Christian?
Yeah, well no, you said you were an atheist.
He was atheist first.
Atheist, Christian, I've been all of it, agnostic, you name it. I only haven't been a Hindu.
You say you changed your mind, yeah, from what you believed previously?
Yeah, but I use reason and logic.
Yeah, but you
come to
came
where I
point
am
where
now.
you were no longer convinced by your previous beliefs.
I use reason and logic to come where I am now. What took me out of atheism is reason and logic.
Sure. What about Christianity?
The faith took me out of Christianity.
So you're saying you went from atheism to Christianity?
Yeah, that was a hard shift.
Right, and then Christianity.
I said to myself, I have enough reason, because reason doesn't take you nowhere. Why? Look, if you look into theories like evolution and so on, you don't really have a scientific proof of it. Scientific means something is testable, yeah, and observable. We can't because we don't live millions of years to be able to see evolution. And at the end of the day, how come we have a fossils of 150 million year old frog and a camel and whatnot, and they haven't evolved? So we have enough proof and evidence scientific that these are not always evolving. Maybe adapting, like let's say those finches when what Darwin was observing, they even became different creatures or kind.
You're talking about evolution.
Yeah, to make a conclusions. And on the basis of if says so, maybe I don't know. It's just giving a verbal argument. If you want me to say yes, I'm unsure in my faith and I would change if I had something. Yes. But that's not the reality of it. Yeah? Same I would say if you discover.
So you're saying there's no way you could ever revise your beliefs or lower your faith under any circumstances?
Buddy, prove it to me. Whatever you have, whatever it is, and it is from a creator, and it's going to guide me to him closer and faster, and I'll have more blessings. And of course, I'll accept it. The word Muslim is the one who surrenders, submits to the will of God.
Yeah.
So if there is a way for me to surrender to the will of God, better and faster, the way God wants it, not the way you want it, not the way society wants it, but the way the ultimate creator, who's outside of creation, who's independent of creation, that everything depends on him. If he wants me to do it, yes, but we need to prove it.
Yeah, it is a complicated one.
It's very simple.
Okay, I'll go. Nice talking to you.
Sorry, did I break up?
Ya